again. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist. I'm here to talk to artists, artists in general. I'm a painter. I create different types of paintings. I like it all. I focus a lot on landscape, oil on canvas, but I also love doing abstract and mixed media. And I love painting. So I'll try just anything under the sun when it comes to painting. This one is an art advice for artists out there, okay? Don't let just anyone give you advice on art. I've made videos in the past about this. Don't just let anyone give you advice on art, right? On how to create, how to go about your art. Maybe most of you already do that. They don't let just about anyone, because you have a very clear vision or an idea of what you want. That's an obvious one. Let's take it a little further. Don't let just anyone give you advice on art career or business. Be very careful. It's an effing killer. Be very careful with that. I had the misfortune to have that to me early on in my career, right? I had people tell me, you should price them this way. You should do that. You should go here. You should go there. And there I was chasing the rabbit like Alice in Wonderland, right? I'm late. I'm chasing the rabbit. It taught me a lot of things, so I probably wouldn't change it. But if I could have it differently, I would have wanted to have someone tell me, as I'm telling you right now. Don't take advice from anyone who doesn't have authority on the subject or who doesn't have extensive experience in the field. They have to have at least more experience than you. If they don't have more experience than you, it doesn't really make any sense to pay attention to them. Why? Because you might try to do something, right? You might try to create a collection of paintings or this or that, or get in a gallery or get in an online shop, an e-commerce or whatever. And then there you have your brother, your sister, your sibling, your uncle, whatever, saying, "Oh, I wouldn't do it like that. I would do it like this. But they have no experience not in art, just in sales or marketing or anything like that in general. Or maybe their experience is like they know a lot, theoretical. It sounds like they know, but their fruits, what I'm trying to say is pay attention to the fruits of their labors. If the guy's driving a Rolls Royce and he tells you, you know what, I would do it this way, stop and pay attention. It might serve you. Stop and pay attention, because it comes down to business savvy. That's really what it comes down to. How much you can market, how much push you give in your marketing, your vision, your approach, so that how many people can see what you're doing. It's not about your art. I know everybody thinks it's about their art. It's not. Those that create something very different are like one in a million. The rest of us are not just trying to create something different. We're trying to express ourselves. Maybe with something that looks like art that looks similar to this, but a little different than that, and you create your own approach. Not everyone is Jackson Pollock. Not everyone's going to be Jackson Pollock. Not everyone's going to be Monet. Not everyone's going to be Chuck Close. Everyone is pushing in their own way, and if you're just going after, people are going to pay attention to me because I am so different in my art. My art is so different. You might be. I'll do another video about this, because this takes a whole other approach. But anyways, pay attention to people who are somewhere where you want to be, or that you can tell that they have authority on the subject. Meaning, if they own a business and it's successful, pay attention when they tell you, I would market like this. I don't know how art is marketed, but this is what I would do if I were you or in your position, or have you thought about this? Maybe you can pay attention to that, but don't pay attention to, your brother or your uncle, I don't know, who doesn't have a job and all they have is opinions and they have theoretical ideas. Don't pay attention to that. It's not going to serve you any good. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist. Thank you so much for watching.